Paul, welcome to Newtongrange Star in your new role as first team manager. Huge congratulations. Can you tell us how you feel right now?
Obviously delighted, really proud. It's a big job, and I'm delighted that the committee believed in what I had to say and gave me the opportunity to come here. And I have to say thank you to them for that. They've really shown a lot of trust in me. It's been a pretty manic couple of days, I have to say, since Sunday afternoon when I found out. There's a lot to learn, a lot of people to speak to and stuff, but absolutely buzzing now to just get going with the football.
Excellent. You've been manager of our development side for the previous 2 seasons where you've had a lot of success. Why do you feel like it's the right time for you to step into first team management?
The under-20s obviously is part of a development league, and I think that's development for all of us. It's a learning curve for everybody there. And we have done really well through some really testing circumstances. A part of the club's view and their long-term aim is to bring youth footballers to the club and to get them into the first team environment. So having been part of the 20s, to me it makes ideal sense to put somebody in who knows the landscape, knows the boys that are coming through, and can plan ahead to get them when they're ready into first team football. But I think looking further afield in the 20s, I've been involved in coaching and managing football teams now for a number of years. It just feels like the right time. I said in my interview, the timing just feels right, and I stand by that. So it makes sense to me, and I think at this particular time, the way things are and the football landscape in this area, the youth pathway is the way to go for clubs like Newton. So,
really exciting times ahead.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the team of people that you've brought with you to assist and support you in terms of your coaching staff and why they will be important for you here at Newtongrange Star?
So Chris, Scott and Rab, they will come with me from the under-20s. These are guys that I know well, that I trust, that I've worked with for a while. They have great qualities, they're hard workers, they're clear thinkers, they're not afraid to put their points across and to call me out when I'm not getting it right. So there's a balance there and it works really well. Obviously, delighted that Brad didn't hesitate when I phoned him to stay on as goalkeeper coach. Liam speaks highly of him, so I'm delighted with that. And Bernie, obviously, as part of the backroom staff, has all the knowledge, wisdom, and the details of the history of this club for a long time. So I think we've got a good blend there. There's a freshness about it with a wee bit of experience and a bit of knowledge, and I'm really looking forward to us working together going forward.
Great. In terms of style of play, the under-20s always play a very exciting, open and expansive style with lots of possession and plenty of goals. Is this your plan going forward into the first team, or will you need to adapt your style for this level of football?
I think we maybe need to be a wee bit more pragmatic. We can't be, obviously on a Friday evening, there's not a great deal of pressure on the under-20s. It's about developing them as players, and I feel it's important for them to play on the front foot constantly. So there needs to be a wee bit of balance there. I'm not suggesting that we just come here and chuck everything at it. But equally, my take on football has always been attacking style, to play with width, to play with pace, get goal scorers on the park, to sustain attacks, to get forward, and ultimately not to sit and wait and see how games develop, but take it to the opposition team. Especially here, I think it's important for us as a club, as the village, to come and support the team. They want to see attractive football, and hopefully in time, that's what we're going to implement here. It will take time though, so they need patience.
There's been 1 or 2 of the under-20s getting a taste of first team football in the past few weeks. Can we expect more of that in the near future?
I think it's longer term, yes. The future for a number of those young guys will be, I hope, here. They're very good young players. But again, I emphasise there has to be a patience. They're 17, most of them, and you can't just chuck an entire lot of 17-year-olds into first team football. I believe the game on Saturday is a prime example of that. I wasn't there, but the West Calder game sounded like a bruising encounter, and we need to protect those players, but we will trust on them in time. They will be here and they will form quite an important part of the squad and the core of the squad going forward, yes.
In terms of goals and expectations, what are your short-term goals between now and the end of the season and then beyond the summer?
Well, at the moment, we're focusing on what's ahead of us. So the conversation about what happens after the summer and the season finishes, I want to park that at the moment. I mean, we've got 4 league ties. We can still be promoted. We've got a huge cup tie on Saturday that if we win, we then go into a semi-final on Wednesday. So we want to focus on that. I think if we take the focus away from that, minds start to wander. And I want us, and I said this to players last night, what's ahead of us this week? Let's focus on that and get that done. I don't see any reason why with the group of players and we have in the changing room, why we can't go and win all of those games. It's a great opportunity to make a cup final, and we'll see how the promotion race pans out. I've not gave up on that yet. We'll see how it goes.
Great, and you touched on meeting the players and chatting to them last night. You had your first training session here yesterday evening. How did that go?
I thought it went well. We had a chat in the changing room beforehand, introduced myself and the coaching staff to all the players. I kept it quite brief. I just told them how we work, how we want to look at the week in terms of training, game, and we want to build everything around making sure we're ready on a Saturday. No excuses, no noise, everything is prepared and ready to go for a Saturday. And I thought they trained well. I thought the standard was decent. They seemed, body language was good. They seemed at it. They worked hard. So really pleased. It's always difficult first session. Coming in, you might get a bounce. You might get some people who are not sure or whatever. But I thought overall, it was really positive. I was pleased with that.
Great news. And in terms of this weekend, it's your first game, a home match against St Andrews United in the quarter-final of the King Cup. How excited are you to be in the dugout for that?
I'm very excited, really excited. It's a huge game. It's a winnable game. I watched St Andrews last weekend, and it's a game we can win. I hope the village come out and support the club and the team on the day. I've had so many best wishes and good messages for people at the village, people I don't even know, social media, texts and whatever, and they all seem very positive. I've had a lot of people say I'll be doing on Saturday, so I hope they come out on Saturday and really support the team, and the team hopefully put on a show for them.
That's excellent, Paul. Thanks so much for your time and the very best of luck.
Thank you.